Hello. When someone am in free away. When the sun money now, when someone am in free, I see. We're sick as young. Hey, when someone money now, Yobi, Yobi. I say, wait, we are gonna need your new answer. Mongo from someone money now free. What we are far. Your young money now free, you see. Who say cross the other? Cross? Ah, not they. Hey, Munjara, hey, I say, right? Hey, I say, hey, Uber Kuyan. We are down Kuyan. Hey, we are down Kuyan. Yano Karabako Kuyan. Yano Karabako Kuyan. Hey, I say, how about to throw? What to throw? We are out to throw, so. Who to throw, so? What are going to when you get a to us, such a mamma. What did you ask? What did you ask? What did you ask? How did you also? And when you turn the friends, and when you turn on, when you turn on, when you turn on, When I choose Gavetano. Hey, when I choose Gavetano. I say when I choose Gavetano. When I choose Gavetano. Now we are back.
Most of these rivers have been revived. They're going to publish turbidity and chemical substances. They are all at a level. I think that we can open up some kind of mining. By that time we have enough security on the ground or enough protection on the ground to make sure that what has happened over the past 6 years is not going to happen again. But if you listen to them, and there's some Generic said, Galanso Bejaya, the next person was another spokesperson, Generic said, oh yeah, but we're just going to make opening up, but it's going to be done responsibly. MP before now they've thrown all cautions to the air and said, it's going to be done responsibly. I don't know how this is going to be done responsibly if we haven't been able to do it. Although the government had all the backing from Ghanaians, almost 100% backing to stop this. Is there any sort of significant voting bloc coming from these galamsey people? And I said, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I think what I keep telling people is galamsey at that low key level over the years now man for your boss and as a phone not a source of livelihood for a lot of people. Obi oha na ne papa aye galamsey or two galamsey and then they provided for the family. And in the balance, so I inherited the same thing. And if you go to the hinterland, you understand some of these things better. So to them, a way of life, a livelihood, make it, or teacher in the classroom, a coach, and salary, no, or no, so then or cock to a manana or horona when they be. That is a way. And Oko villages or Boase around enclaves where people who are there understand this thing better. And we are government now open say we galamsey if you are it cannot be a knee-jerk reaction. It must be a deep-seated conscious effort. A policy guided. You ought to answer with stakeholders. You identify all the problems. So by the time I will be galamsey are telling people say, hey young guys, don't go to the bush, don't do galamsey, no. Then we are providing an alternative livelihood. Because a young man na wawo me ensa one yere galamsey na okutu kakra na odididi. All of a sudden, if you wake up a day and tell him to stop galamsey, stop galamsey no kweda. It's not possible. Man will die, do everything to survive, to fend for honor himself and the family. So policy wise, they should have thought about raising a certain economic incentives in these areas. So by getting these people off galamsey, now we introduce you to something equally, no. So you see, sir, the transition will be a bit rocky, but it will be successful. Because Nippon is after all, it's a mini choice, a major way. But where you wake up a day, pang, because people are talking about it, and without no policy direction, if you tell people to get out of the bush, they will not. Especially what the soldier for bully a lot of them out. Then you replace them with their colleagues. The only difference is that the Abanoye party youth organizer, party women organizer. That is the only difference. It's just imagine, we was our community now. You will go back and make sure that once you provide for yourself. So there was no blueprint, no policy guideline. You had the toe say so. And political parties, you see, offer ballot in this year, nipa no mugusunu to certain extent. Obia source of financing. Some come from galamsey. It will interest you to know. Even those independent candidates, a bit cry a full-time galamsey campaign. They make a lot of money. It's the reason why they will go and waste money on the ballot, just like that, because they have the money. So a source of way. So whenever politicians take the stage now, they are not forthcoming with whatever drastic measure they are going to put out there, because they are also thinking about election time. They can say now, make anger people now. What will be the other way for me in terms of the vote? So people are just dancing around way. So I have listened to the many manifesto and for I am not convinced. The policy option and I say the options are for, because I mean who any policy guideline they are cried that substantially, we can even speak to it. But you see, leadership, your job is to solve problems. Galamsey issue where because it's simple if only we are really committed. And I'm coming to explain it to you. When you open up and give concessions to individuals no more banner. If you are one person in the womb and obenya certificates be actually say or a mining engineer, whatever. About nipa 500 no more kind of or anything know about mining. And when you give them the concession, no the good land and so on. The major focus so whatever it takes to get there and get the money is what the focus is. They don't care whether environmental degradation, whatever, they don't care. So and until we let this large scale degradation, environmental destruction, so as government that we are serious, the best thing you do is say you put a stop to almost all mining activities across the country, even including Anglo Gold Wokano. It is about time we renegotiate terms of agreement with these companies, because Ghana is not benefiting anything. Past governments are negotiating with them, and at the end of the day, how can we give a whole gold concession to a foreign company? Not yes, my royalties. When we know gold near dear, they only pay royalties to us. Whatever they get, they take it away. We can't do that. So we need to come up with a certain mining framework, both legal and our structural way be a started from the top. And to these big companies, we need to have open dialogue with them and renegotiate the terms. Here we are at the minor level. Take Obia concession from them, and henceforth, government should never give a concession to an individual, never. So this is what you're going to do as government. You can set up about 500 state-owned companies. So these companies will be led by individuals who very much experience our mining. And then you give them the capacity to employ young people. Each of these 500 companies, they can employ about 2,000 young people. So these young people are not operating solo. They are operating under the umbrella of a state-owned mining company. Because I'm told that person now mining those who are. So you set up these mining companies, a state-owned, are buying the making sure that people with expertise in for, and behind them you're able to employ a larger number of people. You provide them with the sophisticated equipment, whatever. So Ebasana, they are regulated. Mine is able to monitor the activity, and you'll be in a share room, but a state-owned company, individuals who more normal year, at the day, whatever they get.
They are accountable to somebody in the government.
Yeah, exactly. And I know the day, you did in such a way, say the controller, a man for canon, you find a way to pay these. I know the day, a very source of employment, a lot of the majority of young people no mukufi, you get them job to do. I know the day, and you are able to monitor where they are mining, the processes, the Niamo Muyusu, and then you kind of. So I know the day you see that it's so easy to regulate. At some point in time, that's a Adibi Kobonia, you know, the company number 21. We'll stop all mining activities until further notice. You stop it. You understand? So it's not as if said there is no solution, or there is. But
and even if you do that, you can actually form around the same number of companies as the mining companies are for reclamation. It's almost so you're not reclaim.
Yes, that is why I said you employ about 2,000 young at any of the company, no, about so you designate a bit year to na a bit reclamation because
reclamation
so yes, so it's a simple thing we can do. Simple, but you see the willingness is not there.
The problem is that when you do that, all the revenue is going straight into the country pocket. It's not going into individual
pockets.
And that's a problem for them.
That is us. That is us. We Ghanaians. Because Mesha say we are very greedy. So the solution is lying bare right in front of us. But nobody is willing to raise a finger to say, Charlie, this is the best option. Let's go for it. Because the yebedi become. So now come back to the question of greed. Nobody is willing. Don't sit anywhere and tell me that there is no solution. There is. And Asama Mackay, if you wrap your mind around it, you know it's possible. It can be done.
Oh, yeah.
It can easily be regulated. And even military, every team, you can assign a number of military or security personnel to them.
Yeah. And that will even give you the opportunity to hire more security personnel.
You can even add gold refinery because at the end of the day, what they are doing, they are bringing our gold. You need a refinery. And that also will give you opportunity to employ people. We can, but greed will not allow us. I saw one person question no to or this.
Yes. Some unscrupulous kind of people, and then he makes some money that government gets nothing out of it. The rest of us, environment to belong to any idea. Somebody's there destroying it, and we get nothing out of it. They should just put a stop to that. Some time for us to at least manage our river bodies right now.
Yes.
Somebody sent me a video of a river emptying into the sea, and the color of the sea at that estuary changed completely.
Yeah,
I think it was somewhere around the western region, Takoradi area. And if you know how long a river has to travel to get to the sea, and the river traveled all that far and still got to the sea brown, that shows you the level of distraction that is going on. It's totally terrible. And it's just to say, driving in this region, if you are driving out here left and right, they are busy. Doing an illegal mining, like busy doing illegal mining on the road.
As I say, they are not hiding, no, they are doing it in plain sight. There are secondary schools in the eastern region, school dino, people are doing, because people who are doing are powerful people. You can't say anything. So it is what it is. But I think it is the level of hypocrisy. I don't know where the moral conscience of the society has gone to. I remember Rollins' time. People who tagged Rollins said Rollins was evil. Me, I don't belong to that school of thought because I like Rollins' kind of politics, that kind of leadership, that hot wine. I really like it. But those who hated him at the time, we saw pastors using their platforms. We saw people in the media constantly bashing and insulting Rollins on a daily basis. And I'm saying that those people, where are they now? Even as recent as Mahama time, we all saw what happened. Today, the degradation has been taken to a different, and the economy. When was the last time what is a Ghana for a debate about the economy anymore? I don't know. Radio. No, because we've all come to a consensus that the economy has crashed. The economy has been destroyed completely. So, and we've moved away from the economy. We are talking about galamsey and other social issues. You see, that is how bad Akuffo Addo government is, and everybody has become dumb. Nobody want to talk about it, or because maybe sometimes it's because of this tribalism. Because other people, they are from bush, so they are. You see, this kind of mentality, you can't grow a society with it. The level of impunity, the arrogance of power, and then Sefwhi now, drive some of these recklessness na you need inner motivation to do that. For instance, you come on radio, you make certain utterances. Everybody calling is worried about the kind of argument you're making, and that's a pronouncement I will make it. But on a daily basis, you come and you proudly continue on the same tangent. It means that you have inner motivation, either the owner or somebody has challenged.
There's some kind of motivation coming from somewhere.
Whatever happens, Charlie, your position there, nobody can take it away from you. When they tell them your mind, you see that motivation, it gets to a time by intrinsic. One kasa, you pick it from yourself, and it's the reason why we are here. But Akuffo Addo, the kind of pressure Mahama nyaye, mahuna waye, Mahama anya half, but he's getting away with almost everything.
Oh yeah,
nobody's talking about it. Why? Because I don't know. It's so sad.
I think the one reason that I can point to was the media were on his side when he was at the opposition. Yeah. And most of the media people actually stepped forward for him and did the work for him. And now instead of them to take the L and say, you know what, we thought this guy was going to do what we thought he was going to do, but he totally did not. They are actually hiding, trying to justify some things that he's doing. And some of the journalists that I respected a lot growing up, to say, and I'll mention it, Kwame Sefwhi was one that I respected them. Now, he just disgusts me.
A lot of them have been consigned to the political dustbin.
Yeah, I think they've just sold their whole soul.
Yes,
and back in the day, we needn't even come on YouTube to do anything because
they are there.
Journalism school, yeah. So we had people like that.
Yes,
they will hold up the mantle for us.
Yeah.
Now we don't get those people to talk for us.
No. Yeah, it's about money. And America say, you see, one thing I have realized about life is that never make money a motivation and move into a leadership space. If money is your motivation and you move into a leadership space, you go there and get the money in abundance. And trust me, you won't care about anybody. That is the exact state Akuffo Addo finds himself in. This is a guy who fancy wanting to be president. Childhood fantasies and childhood dreams. But he never thought that the presidency comes with a responsibility. So he's just being president without responsibility. Because he doesn't care. Because you see, sometimes one thing, Mahama, I want a side. I say Akuffo Addo, there is something I call foolish belligerence. Oh yeah, dear Charlie, Mahama will stop that thing and make sure that it doesn't continue. But these people, the more you talk about it, the more they repeat it in 1,000-fold. So a time will come, you become overwhelmed, and that thing they are supposed to stop. That thing that is something that becomes a way of life, normal thing that everybody sees. And now this is the new movement. This is the new trend in town, and that abnormal thing become the new normal. They accept it. That is what is happening. The level of impunity, the disrespect they heap on people, and that kind of stuff. Sometimes, if you don't understand governance, if you don't understand leadership, if you don't understand politics, democracy, and won't study governance elsewhere, and to me, comparative analysis, understand how leaders speak, how they behave, and this kind of way, now you will be overwhelmed. And sometimes you will not even understand. You think that is okay. But people are more refined mind on the issues of politics, issues of governance, leadership. Are getting exposed to presidency elsewhere, while your comparative analysis, you understand the modern actors of leadership. How our leadership as a tribal in this 21st century, how sentimental, how you should always be on the ready to move. Kind of listen to people. Among for your position must always be navigated by the pulse of the country, sentiments being expressed by the people, no? Yeah, this idea though. And then UK, yes, a prime minister COVID aba, wako dinner and as a for pressure and as a for one reason coffee. And that never happened here. So I keep telling people. So
I think the only person that I've seen resign was one of President Mahamad's
energy
minister for energy.
I respect him so much.
And the kind of respect I have for that man.
Yeah.
And he actually did the job, but the date that he had fixed, I think he missed it by a couple of months. And for that, he resigned.
Yes, that is leadership. You see, it reflects that there is some kind of mutual respect and some kind of intellectual kinship between you and the people. You understand? But when it turns out to be impunity, disrespect, and then as a foreigner, they can go to hell. They can. So Ghana, I think that Ghana, we are in our lowest moments since the establishment of this country. So, presidency is so low, so gullible, so like I don't know whether to use inconsequential.
Don't you think Akuffo Addo suffers from some kind of delusional disorder? Like he has some delusion of grandeur.
Grandeur, yeah. Oh my God.
He's the most excellent.
Yeah. Yes.
Because Mekai said, yes, or he need to say they should come and build a school, otherwise it's not going to do something.
Yeah.
And his response was so delusional. I say, now, no, who does he think he is?
Yes. This is
no, Beshembra, Amame.
Yes.
Yes. And what I don't say, no, like this guy actually has some kind of delusional disorder.
I think that
kind of mental illness going on.
Yes, we think alike. I think that you see, he has this messianic concept.
Right.
He has this God concept. Like this is a guy with a wishful thinking, wanted to be president since childhood. And he has been able to navigate the political storms. Now he's there. So he thinks he's all powerful. He's beyond reproach.
Yeah.
He's somebody, a king, a knight who has been forged out of fire. He's so indispensable. So you need, like we said, that delusion of grandeur at a very ground level. Sitting at a certain moon. So whenever you see him, you bow and sing hallelujah choruses.
Yeah, and I think it doesn't help because he has surrounded himself with the sycophants. And nobody dares tell him that, Nana. In fact, this is not happening. This doesn't make sense. This doesn't work. And so whatever small